What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to look at the Transformers Kingdom Blackarachnia. So this continues their Beast Wars type of line in the Kingdom line, and I'm happy that they're making this because I never got into Beast Wars. These figures have been kind of cool, so I've been getting these and potentially keeping them. But Blackarachnia is the first Decepticon that I have in my collection so far. We do have Megatron coming, but he's not here yet. So once we get him, then we'll have more Decepticons. Right now we have mostly Autobots. But here she is. Here's some of the detail. You can see they really didn't spare any expense on the paint for the head. The chest plate also painted. You've got that symbol there, the Predacon symbol. You got paint here for the waist plate. The legs have some paint on them, that yellow gold. The gun is painted. The hands here, the claws are painted. Let's go to the back, and then you have this red paint there, and then the rest is plastic. So pretty nice detail and paint on this figure. Surprising for a $20 figure that they did a pretty good job with the details. She has some pretty good articulation. Let's take a look at the articulation on this figure. So the head is on this neck that rotates up and down. The head itself is on a ball joint, so you can get it down. It doesn't go up much for a character like this. You know, she's pretty small, but it does go down quite a bit. The arms rotate around on this joint, and they go all the way up to there. So pretty much on a, looks like a disc hinge and a ball joint there. You have these spider legs are on their own rotational joint here, and we'll see that more in the spider mode. And then the arm is on a single joint, single jointed elbow, gets you regular about 90 degrees. You do have a rotation at the elbow. No articulation at the hand. Here's what it looks like underneath, and basically just the gun fits right into that claw. You can fit on either side, but you can display it however you like. Continuing down, no waist swivel or ab crunch on this, which is strange for a figure like this. I really thought it should have more articulation than that in the waist. But leg goes up to there, back to there, out to there, all in friction. You have a rotation at the thigh, nice and tight. Single jointed knee, but it gets you the full bend because that's part of the transformation. You have a tilt here, so you can get this in whatever position you like. You have an ankle tilt all the way out to there, all the way back to there. Not much back, but plenty in front. So she's got some good articulation, and you can also pose these spider legs if you like, but she's got some decent articulation, but there are some things that are missing. You can get her into some pretty good poses given what she's got going on. So let's take a look at her with some other figures. She is with Optimus Primal, and she is much smaller. It does kind of make sense. I mean, hard to tell because we haven't seen the Kingdom show, but I think this looks good together. All right, now let's get her transformed into her spider mode, which is pretty fun. So go ahead and take this weapon, set that aside. Go ahead and take the backpack, open that up, and just give yourself a little room to work. Next, we're going to take this chest piece and unpick it from here and basically fold that back. You can see that's what you got inside there. Go ahead and take this, and the head and the chest are going to rotate around. Make sure you have the head straight. That's going to sit in that cavity there. You can see that's going to be the front of the spider. That's what it's going to look like. Go ahead and take this, and you can kind of fold that down. The chest is going to end up opening up, and that's going to end up inside the backpack there. Go ahead and take the legs, and you're going to again fold this back. The legs are going to fold up on themselves. This panel does open up, so you just want to open that ever so slightly, and then you can push the leg inside there. I have one leg that just for whatever reason it won't pose, and then close the knee down. It still works, but it doesn't quite go all the way in like it's supposed to. All right, same on this side. Go ahead and take her leg and fold this down, and it should fit like that. should fit inside that panel and secure. That's the right way. All right, now we're going to take this head and we're going to pull this down on that slider, rotate that around, and then push it back in. So you should have the arms folded down and that pushed back in. Okay, now we're going to take these, and these claws are going to sit on top of these legs back here. So that all kind of locks into place using these arms. And make sure you have the bigger claw rotated to the outside like this. Sorry, to the inside, I'm sorry. So you'll have this kind of tailing off that way. Same on this side. And it should fit just like that. Right? Make sure you have the arms kind of pushed together. So you should have something like that. And on the back here, you should have something like this. Okay, now that we have that, we can take the gun. And the gun kind of locks everything together. Oh, it looks like the knee piece fall off. Sometimes this falls off. It's okay if it did. You can just get that back in there. And make sure you have the both knees folded up that way. All right, and the last step is to lock everything together with the gun. You can see there's 2 slots here. So take the gun, which has 2 tabs, and that's going to fit right in there. You're going to want this part of the gun facing the front. So go ahead and get that in there. It can be tricky because sometimes the legs move as you're pegging it. There you go. That's pegged in. And then get everything just oriented and squeezed together. And pose the legs as you would like. And there we have Blackarachnia in her spider mode. Very nice looking spider mode. I really like it. It's much more of a realistic look versus an animated spider look. Here's the side, here's the back. You got that nice looking painted surface there, and then you have the back. I mean, it really does look like spider parts to me. It doesn't look like a robot, honestly. That's why I really like this new Beast line from Kingdom, because it doesn't look like animated, cell type of animation, which I know that's what the Masterpiece were going for. They wanted to look like the actual animation. I prefer to look like real animals, and I think this has nailed that for me, and that's why I think I kind of like these quite a bit. She does have articulation, so these arms go up and down. Unfortunately, they don't bend this way and that way. There's no joint there, but there is a joint here, so you can get these all the way around. And they do come off the ball peg if you bend it too far, but they go up to there, they can go down to there, and they can rotate back and forth all the way. So you can get some pretty good poses. You can get her down. If you like her closer to the ground, you can have it more posed. Let's bring in another figure for comparison. There she is with Cheetor, and she decided to attack him and eat him. She looks really good. I don't know if this scale is accurate. Again, we haven't seen the show yet, but it looks really nice with the other Beast Wars figures from the Kingdom line. All right, to get her back into her robot mode, go ahead and take the gun, set that aside. Take these hands, and you can just fold those up out of the way. I like to fold these legs kind of like that, just so they're compact. You don't have to do that, but I choose to do that. Go ahead and open up this backpack here, and you can get that off of the breastplate there. You can fold the legs down this way. On this side, go ahead and fold the legs down. You can take the head and the chest plate, and that is going to, actually before you do that, go ahead and pull this upwards on the slider, flip it around, and then push it back in. And you'll have to pull the arms out so that it fits. Right. Now you've done that. Now you can flip around the chest plate, and that's going to peg in the back here. So it should be something like that, where this is pegged in, it should sit. And then lastly, take the backpack, fold this up, fold this part down, and then peg that in there. And then situate the arms and her knee pieces. And there we have her back in her robot mode. I just realized you could do this kind of hybrid mode where she's using her arms from her spider to hold her up, but she's still in her robot form. So that's kind of cool. But I definitely like her. I think she's could stand to have a little bit more posability. She's missing an ab crunch, and she's missing, you know, I mean, if you don't have an ab crunch, then at least a swivel at the waist. And she doesn't have that, but overall, I think she looks really good. It's a fun figure. I definitely like the look of the spider mode. I like the more realistic look that they're giving these guys. So that suits me. I know some people would probably prefer the more cartoon look from Beast Wars, and I get that. But for me, this works perfectly. I love this new line. So that's really it. I recommend her with the rest of the line. She's one of the better looking, although the articulation is a little bit limited. I think she looks great. So I recommend her if you're picking up this line. That's really it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.